Good afternoon everybody, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Good afternoon. Wednesday afternoon, not been up to much. In this hot weather, right, you've got to be careful with flies. I hate flies, I hate them. One fly can cause a whole load of trouble. So I've just give my microwave a good clean out and my fridge, and I've been mopping the floor. I've washed my bathroom carpet. The sun is shining outside, it's a lovely day, but I needed to clean up today, and I'm no word of a lie, I actually felt really ill after that takeaway on Friday. I've still got an upset stomach. It won't do me any harm because I need to lose a few pounds anyway, but that takeaway was disgusting. I've just felt sick. I felt sick this afternoon, about 12 o'clock I felt sick. It gets really hot in this flat as well. It's hotter than it is outside, and I got overheated and I felt sick, so I've just rested a bit. I've had something to eat. I can keep food down, it's just my stomach feels extremely sore. So yeah, I've mopped the floors, washed my bathroom carpet, just been tidying up the flat really. The thing is, my white cat died in the bedroom and it traumatized me and it upset me, so to tackle the bedroom is difficult, but I am started to tackle the I'll start to tackle the bedroom. I was very fond of Snowball too. She was my favourite cat, and when she went I think I started to get more depressed than I was. So we'll tackle the bedroom. Yeah, losing a pet can cause trauma, especially if you had a pet for as long as I did. She was 13 years old. I'd had her since 2010. It was upsetting. Pets are our faithful friends and we miss them. So, Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 1:16 p.m.
Even though I feel sick, I've gone downstairs with the rubbish, and the bag that I threw out was extremely heavy because I've just cleaned out my fridge. And the cans of drink that my mum gives me, the cherry 7-Up, one of the cans burst. So while I was cleaning, it must be hot in this flat because a can burst. It just burst. A cherry 7-Up can just burst while I was cleaning, so I've cleaned up the mess, I've tidied up. The Royal Mail van came down the road and I am expecting parcels, but you've just got to wait. So I'm waiting for my personal alarm from TikTok. I'm waiting for a pair of leggings, I'm waiting for a cardigan. Apparently my pound shop box is with a courier so I have got things coming, they're just taking a long time to come. Right, so the Cleanscape cleaners around the back, they came round the back about an hour ago, the Cleanscape van with those men in them. I've been getting rude messages, and a van arrived with the Cleanscape guys. They've gone round the back of the flats. In hot weather you want to wear shorts, and that you're wearing shorts to keep cool and for no other reason, and of course you should be able to dress how you want to dress, but there's guys around the back of the flats. I feel sick. My mum said she didn't feel well this morning, and I now feel really sick. You heard my mum call again. The post lady's gone down the road as well. Hazel has gone down the road, and she's got the red Royal Mail trolley. I went down to the post box when I threw my rubbish out, and there was nothing in it at all. The blood pressure monitor is still on the floor for Tracy. That's Tracy's, it isn't mine. Fortunately for myself, I'm still on my feet and I'm not in a wheelchair. Tracy uses a wheelchair and she manages to drive a black car when she's in a wheelchair. I don't drive because I've never learnt to. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
That fit in wherever you happen to be. Why so many? Because everyone's hearing is different, and how everyone spends their time is different. Hearing aids can make a big difference. So book a free hearing test. You're better off at Specsavers.
Meet Darren. Darren never used to like the motorway. Then one day, he discovered a better way to drive. Now Darren never hogs the middle lane and always keeps at least 2 seconds from the vehicle in front, reducing congestion, collisions, and transforming his journey. Take it away, Darren. Little changes change everything. National Highways.
You know what it's like when you're scrolling through the gram and you've stopped in your tracks by the most delicious looking big treat you've ever seen, and you think to yourself, what is that? Well, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 can help. Just circle the gooey goodness and circle to search with Google will help you find it. Oh, it's the tropical mango cruffin. Tasty.
Incredible AI. Now on more Galaxy devices than ever. Buy a Galaxy Z Fold 5 today at Samsung.com.
How do you make good wine taste better? Let red breathe. Chill rosé to perfection. Pair white with cheese. At Waitrose, we know there's one trick for all wine. Whether it's a crisp Whispering Angel, a fruity Ned Sauvignon Blanc, or a lovely bubbly Nightimber Classic Cuvée, they all taste even better when they cost less. Get 25% off when you buy 6 or more bottles of wine or fizz over £6 at Waitrose. Selected stores and lines, subject to availability. Excludes Scotland, excludes boxed wines and bottles priced £100 and over.
This is LBC with Sheila Fogarty. Call 0345 6060 973. Alexa, send a comment to LBC. Text 84850.
Strong words from Jess Bernard there, member of Labour Party's National Executive Committee, and those union leaders as well putting pressure on Keir Starmer to clarify the situation and to bring a decision, although I've just seen Ben Kentish's tweet saying that sources in the NEC are telling him that it'll be Tuesday of next week before anybody finds out. She's told Diane Abbott. But it's an interesting story, this, isn't it? As in what it reveals. I'm not clear what it reveals because I don't know. I don't think any of us, unless we're very close to the situation, really knows precisely what's gone on. That gap between December and this week, between Diane Abbott concluding what was required of her in the disciplinary process and having the whip given back to her, that gap is not easy for Keir Starmer to explain, I don't think, and because what was still being considered over those 6 months. I mean, I suppose if you were taking a very generous approach to it, you could imagine that if they were assuming there would be an autumn election, not one in the beginning of July, then they maybe thought they had more time to enter conversations with her about it. Who knows? There was some speculation this morning, again, I certainly don't have confirmation of these things, that she got the whip back and had agreed that she herself would step down and wanted to, have the agency to do that. And a completely understandable desire on Diane Abbott's part. And then the Times enter the Times with their reports that she had been barred. It's very messy, is what it is in terms of communications. It's very messy. Whatever the rights and wrongs of it, it's messy. Even if you have not put a foot wrong in terms of the truth in a story, if it starts to look as messy as this, you really need to put it right. So let's see what you think Keir Starmer should do about Diane Abbott and about this situation. Do you think he should either invite her to stand, tell her, obviously, it's up to her whether she stands in the constituency that she served so well for so long, and she may in the end herself decide to step down, but that he should hand it to her to make that decision. Or perhaps if you're somebody who's more in favour or only voting for Labour even, because he is offering a changed party, that Diane Abbott doesn't feel like change to you, perhaps, or you know, even more than that, feels too like the Jeremy Corbyn era. You get the feel. I mean, you know, it's not a stretch to imagine that that's how Corbyn's team think about her. But again, I could be doing them all a disservice because I have not been in the rooms where these conversations have taken place. But what do you think Keir Starmer should now do? The unions have made it clear they think she should be offered the opportunity to stand, and then it's entirely up to her what she does. What do you say? 0345 6060 973. You can send a WhatsApp message on that number, and you can text 84850. Ollie has called from Northampton. Hi, Ollie.
Hello.
What do you think?
I think that he should do what the NEC rules on. I actually think this is a bit of a mountain out of a molehill, to be honest. I'm somebody who will vote Labour whether she's in the party or not, or whether she's standing or not, but I just feel like this is it's crazy for one person. If I'm honest, I think she should have the decision. I think the NEC should have the decision, and he should go with that.
Well, the NEC, my understanding is that the NEC made its decision, didn't it, about, you know, being satisfied that she had carried out the disciplinary actions that they'd asked her to do, then handed it back to the party for the whip because she was a sitting MP at the time, handed it back to the party whip in Parliament to say whether she could have the whip back, to be back in the Parliamentary Labour Party. It was a yes to that question. And now the question is whether she stands as an MP. Now, I get that the NEC has a role here, but I mean, is it really possible that there is a red line between the whip and the NEC on this? I don't think there is there? Like a sort of Chinese wall?
No, I don't think so. But I suppose this is probably Keir's version of distancing himself, putting somebody in the middle of it. I would just say that the things that have come out this morning, Diana herself has briefed two different things on Twitter. She said she doesn't understand the reports, and then apparently she's briefing to the BBC that she has been bothered. So to say this is Keir Starmer's mess, I don't think it's correct. I think it's her mess. She brought this to her feet, not the other way around.
Well, what about the 6-month gap where nothing was said, even though the disciplinary proceeding had been satisfactorily concluded?
Yeah, I don't understand that, if I'm honest.
That's the parliamentary party's gaffe, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't know why they've taken this long, because it's not as if they haven't known the elections coming up. But I still think they could have. They should not bend over backwards for Diane Abbott just because it's Diane Abbott.
But it's not about it just being Diane Abbott, is it? She has been a sitting MP in that seat for a long time, and by all accounts, a good MP mostly. I think her constituents, because they kept voting her back in large numbers, and has done what was required of her of the party. And she certainly wasn't the only. I mean, she was an enthusiastic supporter of Corbyn, but she certainly wasn't the only person sitting in his shadow cabinet at the time. Somebody else called Sir Keir Starmer was in that shadow cabinet at the time as well, and lots of the people in the current shadow cabinet too. So, you know, you do have to wonder what specifically she's been singled out for. Andy in Portsmouth, Ollie, has sent this text saying he thinks that Sir Keir is dangling a seat for Diane Abbott so she doesn't stand on a podium tonight when Corbyn announces he's running as an independent. This could be as mundane as that, couldn't it? Pragmatic as that.
Yeah, but we already know that Corbyn's running as an independent because it's released a video.
Yes, but if she stands next to him, then that's bye-bye to her seat possibilities, isn't it?
Yeah, but ultimately, I think Keir's got an objective to win the election. He's changed the party. He's ahead in the polls. Why would he put that in jeopardy, in my opinion, for the sake of this one person?
And why does her presence as a Labour candidate put Keir Starmer's hopes in jeopardy?
I think that is because of how close she was with Jeremy Corbyn. And although you rightly
he campaigned for him to be Prime Minister.
Yeah, 100%. But I think she was by his side almost all the time. And
they're certainly closer politically than Keir Starmer is to either of them.
Yeah, and she was in the press a lot during that time. for wrong reasons, in my opinion, a completely overreaction by the press. But that's what people see, and that's what people associate her with, the Jeremy Corbyn years. And I think that's obviously a fickle way of looking at things, but I think that's the world we live in.
You think from Keir Starmer's perspective, you think it could be a sort of necessary ruthlessness at this point?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ollie. Ollie in Northampton.
Right, guys. So, I have said that when you don't go along with what they're doing, when you act yourself and not like a raving maniac like they want you to, I feel that they try and punish you, right? My natural self is a quiet, shy, reserved person. As a kid, I didn't go running around shouting, and at school I was a very shy, quiet child. It was only when I came to Kent in 2008 that this happened. So, no post. I have got parcels coming. I was kept awake all last night, which has made me feel extremely tired and worn out and ill. And that's how they tire you out and run you down. Sleep deprivation is one of the cruelest forms of torture, along with other forms of torture, but it's used to destroy somebody, to wear them down. And I went through that in 2020 and 2021, and believe you me, I'm not going to go through it again. So bear in mind that it's the school half term, right? And that people make a lot of noise, and also it's very hot weather as well. Although the sun isn't out all the time, it's humid. And I find it difficult to sleep in the heat, so you've got to bear that in mind as well. But this was deliberate noise. Deliberate. Trying to make somebody sending me really explicit, rude messages, and then next door coming out near my front door and banging about with rubbish. Right? So I'll get back on my feet again. I've got money, and I've got food, and I've got parcels coming. I'm waiting for my pound shop box, but it seems like they hold on to it, and to the outside world it probably looks like, oh, she's at home with nothing, she hasn't got anything. I went out yesterday, I got some really nice stuff, right? And I'm completely content and happy with that. But when you are deprived of sleep, it makes you feel ill. It's also, you've got to be careful when you go outside that you don't get run over. And there was, it was sunshine this morning, and there was cars with their headlights on, blaring headlights when the sun is out. I told you, I think they think I'm a vampire and they can destroy me with light and loud noises. Well, they're not living in the real world, are they? They're living in some fantasy land that doesn't exist. See you later.